this. When Rashford burst on the scene, he was doing the same as what Sterling was doing when he burst on the scene. The difference is the coaching that Sterling's got since he moved to Man City compared to the coaching that Rashford has got since Mourinho's joined, i.e. so the same 3-year period of Pep Guardiola. For me, that's the only difference. Yes, we are back with another episode of the Neeks Sports Podcast, episode 2. I'm here in the studio with Kyle and Ramone, and on Skype, we've got Nathanael. Our first topics, we're going to be talking about, well, firstly, the big game of the weekend, Arsenal versus Liverpool, and reviewing all the fixtures from the Premier League weekend so far. Obviously, filming on a Sunday. We haven't heard yet the result of Fulham against Huddersfield, but nobody really cares. Nobody really cares. And then we're going to be talking about a build-up, really, to the Manchester derby next week, Sunday. And the question is this Manchester City team the greatest Premier League team of all time? Manchester United against Bournemouth. It was the first game of the weekend, early kickoff at the Vitality, and it was a last-minute victory given to us by Marcus Rashford. For me, the game, it mirrored a lot of all our games this season. Very slow start in the first half. We go behind and we're kind of forced to come out of our shell. We can't afford to just sit back or can't afford to be scared or whatever it may be. And we start playing well. And to be fair, we dominated the second half as we should. No disrespect to Bournemouth, but as we should. And we had a number of chances to actually get the winner in the second half, and it came in the 90th minute. Do you think these are just papering over the cracks at the moment at Manchester United, or is there some possible light at the end of this Jose Mourinho tunnel, Kyle?
It is a dark tunnel that has no light at the end, man. I'm being serious. Like it was. I know they played better in the second half, but Man United were fortunate. They've had a nice couple of games of recent.
I mean, we played Chelsea. That wasn't a easy game at all. I know we didn't win it, but
I know it was a good result. I think the last few games we've had some good results. I wouldn't say good results, but I wouldn't you say you've had good performances, but just good results, getting over the finishing line. There's still a lot of work for Jose to do. And personally, I just see it as he's hanging in there until we can see it to the end of the season.
Fair enough. I know there was talk about whether he's going to get backed in January. But apparently, 100 million kitty in January. For me,
it's too late.
But it was not even about too little late. It stank of desperation, and it stank of the fact that we don't know where we're going, no direction. Because why give him 100 million in January that you weren't willing to give him in June? Bearing in mind you gave him a new contract early in the year, I don't understand that.
Because you need a new striker.
Oh, what? And they only realised that. Maybe they did. Maybe they only realised that now in September.
Yeah. They saw Lukaku's previous performances and they're like, yeah, we need to replace this guy. That's why they're giving him that P. But I don't know who they're going to buy, though.
They've got Martial, who's got 5 goals this season. They've got Sanchez, who, hasn't got 5 goals this season. He ain't got 5 goals in Man United career. But they've got Rashford and they've got Lukaku. So between those 4 strikers, which I guess maybe all of them aren't necessarily number 9s, but between the 4 of them, surely there must be enough goals in them that they're not going to splash out on another big striker. Surely not.
Nah, but you man are 7th. You played your biggest game yesterday against Bournemouth, who are above you. Like, you're slacking. You need a new striker to be banging in these goals so you can pass Bournemouth and Arsenal and Spurs. Actually stay behind Arsenal and Spurs. But yeah, you need a centre forward, man. You man are sitting in 7th. The mighty Manchester United are in 7th. You man ain't even qualifying for Europe at this moment in time.
Well, no, if the league ended today, we wouldn't end it, but luckily it doesn't end today. But Ramone,
you might, depending on who wins the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Seventh is enough.
Yeah, it can be.
Barely made it.
But Ramone, it's really 100 million. Would that really be a striker? Because for me, defensively seems to be the main issue. We've kept one clean sheet this season. Bearing in mind, last season David De Gea won the Golden Glove.
1 in 11.
I say give him the money that he wants. He's the special once, and he's the special, and the special will never be again. The guy is falling apart at that club at Manchester United. And okay, picking up a few wins, and if anything, I'm happy for you guys. I want you guys to do well under his management, so he stays as long as possible. Because whilst he's there, the club will be stale. They're not going to win anything in terms of any major trophies. If you're lucky, you might catch a Carabao Cup, not this year because Derby knocked you out. But I mean, going forward, Jose Mourinho has this aim of winning a trophy and somehow get it. But right now, things are going. In terms of the season, they're going from bad to worse from how you started. There's so much optimism at the start of the season in terms of the fact that, I mean, you predicted Man United were going to finish second at the start of the season.
Put that into context, because I said we would not be in any title race.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. So it wasn't even like an improvement on last year. It was just that I didn't see anyone challenging Man City. So it was like kind of as we were. That's really what I saw. So the difference is that Liverpool have improved more than I thought they would. And to be fair, Arsenal have as well, because I think Arsenal and Chelsea having new managers, they have kind of just taken on their style in a way that I didn't think. And I mean, as I said, we are only 11 games in it, so if Man United were to start happening second, it don't mean we're in the title race, but it just means that we would the first, at least worst team after whoever wins it.
But I mean, if they give him 100 million in January and you buy another defender, that might just get you through the season. That's it. I mean, is Jose Mourinho going to buy a defender that's going to bring Man United through for the next couple of years? I mean, we're talking about Alderweireld, Boateng, defender, 28, 29-year-old defenders.
Well, how old is Van Dijk? What, 27?
27, yes.
Granted, he's actually in his prime minute, but look at the difference he's made to Liverpool. Compared to how they were before. And for me, we don't play in the same attacking style as Liverpool, no. But our attacking players, if you say our four main attackers, excluding Pogba, for me, they're as good as Liverpool's.
What?
Look, if you look at Martial, since he's come to the Premier League, has more than matched Mane for output.
He's not good enough to clean that boy's boots.
What are you talking about, Kyle? Put some respect on Martial's name.
No, I will not.
Listen, since Martial's been there, he has matched Mane for his attacking output, goals and assists. Now, yes, since Sanchez came, he hasn't been good at Manchester United. But in terms of Sanchez, the player we bought, what he was doing at Arsenal the season before we bought him, what you're saying that for me that equals out Salah. It's just about whether Sanchez can return to that. Carl, you looking at me like you're mad. When Sanchez was up front for Arsenal, he was doing damage.
That was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was
a year ago. The season. It was a season. Yeah, it was a year ago.
It was the season before last.
No. But it was the season before last. But it was the end. The season finishes, so it's 1 season ago. 1 season ago, he was doing damage.
He's finished, man. He's finished. He is finished.
Yeah, listen. In terms of quality, none of your players are touching Mo Salah. They're not saying Mo Salah.
You're saying that.
No.
But Sanchez, is that assuming Sanchez is not going to... Is Sanchez in his prime? Are you saying he doesn't touch Mo Salah? Question. That's a legitimate question.
Sanchez is in his prime was 2 years ago.
No, I'm just asking. Are you saying Sanchez's prime?
Sanchez's prime wasn't better than Mo Salah in his prime, which was last season.
But no, you're saying prime. That's a freak season.
What? That's his prime.
No, that's not his prime.
A freak season is your prime.
It's a freak season.
He's a freak season in your prime.
It's a freak season.
A freak season
is
his prime.
No,
that's the prime of his career. When he looks back, this is going to be it.
I'm talking about prime. I'm not talking about 1 season. I'm talking about prime as in a period of...
But if you have your freak season, you're probably going to have it in your prime.
Yeah, but that's 1 year. But I'm saying that 1 year does not define his prime.
Yeah, but he's in his prime. The freak season is within his prime, which is now. This
year and
last year is his prime. He's got 5 goals?
Are you expecting him to bang the same 34 goals this year? Because he ain't doing that.
We don't know. I don't know. But listen, right now, and I say the past year or two, Sanchez ain't touching Mo Salah. No way. Mo Salah is better than any player, any striker in your squad.
No,
any of your attacking players.
I agree right now, but if Sanchez, for me, if the Sanchez we had was the one that we bought from Arsenal, so to speak, for me, he equals it.
No, he doesn't.
Because he bangs 25 goals.
Yeah, but Salah banged 32.
But that's not how I'm saying. He's not banging 32 again.
But how do you know that?
Salah's not banging 32 again.
Out there. Alright, fine. Sanchez ain't banging 25 again. Then you just picked that out of the air. Salah's not banging 32. Well, Sanchez ain't banging 25 again.
Do you seriously believe Salah can bang 32?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Right,
He might. I don't know. He might.
I don't believe it.
He might bang 31, and we'll say, you know what? You got close.
What about the other attackers? Martial and Lukaku. Now, considering, because when we talk about, because whether Lukaku, people want to rate him or not, looking what he's actually done, he has outperformed Firmino in his career.
Yeah,
100%.
Lukaku's better than Firmino for me.
Okay,
so he's better than Firmino for me.
Mane versus Martial.
Mane.
But look in the Premier League, their stats are equal.
That's fine, but Mane's a better player.
Based on what?
Let me ask you this, because you're talking about stats, right? You're looking at it just statistically. Because for me, Lukaku's not even in the same league as Firmino.
In terms of what?
Not even in the same league.
In terms of what?
But it's a different team, different style. Firmino's not there to score though. He's there to support the other attackers. Basically, that's what he's there to do. He's a support player. It's kind of like Giroud, what he does for France. He's not there to score goals. He's there to support the attackers, to win the ball, to lay it off to Mbappe. And I think that's what Firmino is, and he does it brilliantly. And Hazard, statistically, Martial can match Hazard in the last season and a half. But you wouldn't say he's in the same league as Hazard. Hazard is in a completely different league. Completely different league.
But the difference is Hazard, across his career from Lille right through to Chelsea and for Belgium, way outperforms what Mane has done at Southampton, for Senegal and Liverpool. So that's I think what Martial's done in his time in the Premier League, obviously he's much younger. So I can only really go on those 2-3 years that he's really been in the Premier League. In those 3 years, Mane has been in a more attacking team, but his output hasn't matched that of Martial. So I'm saying if Martial was playing in a style similar to Mane's, for me he would outperform us. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he would.
I think he would.
I don't think he would.
He's a better finisher. He's probably a better dribbler. He's a better dribbler as well. He is.
When Mane's dribbling that man, it's a madness, you know. When Mane's running that man and he's on this thing with him and Salah and Firmino, it's
Martial, when he's on the ball, puts man on their backside. The fact you remember specifically his debut, what he was doing to man. Remember at Germany, France? I don't know if you remember. It was I think it was at the time when there was a bombing in Germany. I think in France, and man was ripping up that left wing. I think it was against the world champions at the time. Martial, when he's running that man, there's not many in the league. I'm not saying there's any, but there's not many in the league who can match him. And Mane don't match him.
Like once every 8 or 9 games. So inconsistent.
I was just about to say that.
He's got to bring consistency to his game. I can guarantee Mane's going to do it at least once every other game.
I think it's a lot to do with the style. Because we're not playing in a way that allows the players to just free up, just do it. He's having to do, you could say, defensive work that Mane is not being, or have to do. Mane has to press high. If it goes past and you got other man doing it, my man's having to run back and then get forward, and run back, get forward. For me, I think the attackers we've got on show would be a match for any team in the Premier League if we were playing in a way.
Any team.
Did you say
any team?
Would be a match for them. If we had, let's say for
Manchester City.
No, let's say for example, if we had Pep Guardiola at Manchester United with Martial,
the first player
Sanchez, he wanted to buy Sanchez. So let's say that for one.
The first player he's selling is Lukaku.
That's fine. Because you need to play free up front anyway. So if you had Martial, you had Sanchez, who Pep Guardiola wanted to buy, and you had Rashford.
And he realised that he caught life with that.
No,
he realised
Sanchez would have been a different player under Guardiola.
He realised
Sanchez would have been a different player under Guardiola.
He realised
Pep
Mahrez was the better
Guardiola.
deal. Mahrez was the better deal.
Put it this: when Rashford burst on the scene, he was doing the same as what Sterling was doing when he burst on the scene. The difference is the coaching that Sterling's got since he moved to Man City compared to the coaching that Rashford has got since Mourinho's joined, i.e. so the same 3-year period of Pep Guardiola. For me, that's the only difference. In terms of natural ability, like, for me, natural ability, Sane and Martial are on the same level. Yes, they are. But you are based it on what you're seeing as an output. I'm talking about ability. Listen. Listen. But they are.
Can we cut the podcast?
But they are.
No one don't want to hear this nonsense.
But they are.
No one don't want to
I just can't agree. I just can't agree. I just don't think. I think Martial's got potential to be sick.
He's got ability. We've seen it this season. He's got ability.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't.
But you have to project. You can't just say someone has the ability, so they're in the same league as someone based off ability. No, it's ability, output.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I'm
all of that put together.
I think it's, for me, at this stage of their career, considering Sane, Sterling, Rashford, and Martial, all young in their early 20s. For me, at this point, it's about coaching. Sterling did a mad thing last year. Not because his ability is that much better. He got more goals than... Did he get more than Aguero last year? In all competitions?
No.
He was near enough. Near enough there. He's not. Some people would even say he's not even as good as Sane. But because of the coaching, where Guardiola's telling him to go, run, etc. For me, that is a lot to do with what we're going to see on the pitch. And the coaching at Man United, for me, is a result of what we're seeing on the pitch compared to Man City.
I completely
agree, the player's ability.
But if Mourinho and his style was to remain at Man United, let's say Martial was there for another 3 years with Mourinho, and this is the kind of...
Yeah, Sane will go way past him. But
you can't put them in the same league just based off ability and because he's being coached by a different player.
I think at this age you can, because all of them have still got a way to go. If they were 25, 26, 27, what you're saying, you're not really going to get any better.
They got a way to go, but they still have a way to go to improve, to reach that level. And because Martial hasn't reached that level, I can't put him in the same league as XYZ, because at the end of it, you can't predict the future. He might be under Mourinho for the next 3-4 years, and he might just stay the same or just regress. Rashford might not ever improve. This might be the best that we see because he's staying under Mourinho. We don't know, so I can only judge of what I see right here, right now, and not good enough. They're not in the same league as Mane, not in the same league as Sane, not in the same league as Sterling. It's not.
Well,
if they were managed by Pep, and if Mourinho went to Man City, Sterling might be the trash one that we're all talking about. Say, he's not good enough, and Martial's sick. Look at what Pep's doing for Man United. It'd be a different story.
But I've seen it even enough this season, let alone what I saw under LVG with Martial. Because remember, it's people's it's like they forgot that Martial was actually here before Mourinho came. He did a mad thing in that first season. He did a thing. I don't even have the stats in front of me, but I will check to see what his stats were compared to what Sane and Sterling did last year. Because Martial did a thing in his first year in England as well.
So if that's the case, I mean, you're saying all this that he was here before Jose and he's levels up to it. How comes under Jose Mourinho he can't guarantee his spot?
Coaching
for the past. Why?
Because it's about
who's coaching. So you saying Jose Mourinho is not a good coach?
Pep Guardiola is a better coach of attacking players than Jose Mourinho. What Jose Mourinho wants from his attacking players defensively is much more than what Pep Guardiola would want from his players defensively. Pep Guardiola, for me, as a coach, he's teaching things like what Thierry Henry spoke about when he went to Barcelona. Where to make the runs, what movements to make, when to stay wide, when to come in. Gary Neville spoke about the same thing about the runs that Martial hasn't been making into proper attacking positions. At that age, it's about coaching. You need to know when to go. It's not just a natural instinct to know, all right, I'm going to drift off the last defender, because we've seen, for example, Sterling done things where he's never done before, and that all comes down to coaching. So yes, if those men were under Pep Guardiola,
So who's coached Martial to get to do what he's doing right now and scoring the goals he is right now? Is that
we've got attacking. We've got coaches. So I have to give them some credit, yes. But I'm just saying the levels of the coaching, especially when it comes to attackers, the levels of the coaching, and in the way we play, we're much more defensive than Man City, who are always good. So the attacking players are going to have much more the ball in much more dangerous areas, whereas our players are coming from much deeper, and we're going to have less touches in the attacking area. I'm just saying, I think if those men were under Pep Guardiola, we wouldn't even be talking about the Man City that we're seeing right now. Because it's not just about the player's ability.
Said about every player in every team. If he was at Arsenal, he might be a better player than what we're seeing right now.
If Pep Guardiola's at Arsenal,
maybe
Arsenal still wouldn't be title challengers, isn't it? That's what I'm saying.
It is what it is.
Pep's a genius, man.